Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Hopefully those of you in the UK is able to see this if it hasn't been blocked yet, or in France itself too, because we have issues over there as well. Welcome to this edition of the Fast Five, first week of October, Halloween around the corner, and the major holidays coming up very soon. I can't believe it's already the end of the year. 2024 is just around the corner. We're still bailing water here in NYC. Major damage that's gone on. Our subways are still down in certain places, still trying to get them back up and running. Our bus services are returning back to normal, but we have a lot of that coming in the first story today. But we have 5 stories for you today. We have a couple of good ones, a couple of bad ones, mostly good this time around. So let's get started right here on the Fast Five. Let's start off with the elephant in the room right now. Mayor Eric Adams blasted for the lack of communication, slow response despite warnings about an incoming massive storm. Mayor Eric Adams was blasted for the slow response to Friday's massive flooding after he failed to issue more than the most meager warning the day before and even showed up late for an emergency management hearing with other officials. While other leaders from organizations such as the MTA held major briefings Thursday, Adams' administration only retweeted a few weather announcements, and then he went off to party at a fundraiser that night, leaving classes to go on as normal at schools, some of which wound up flooded. He finally issued a state of emergency some 2 hours after Governor Kathy Hochul said she would plan to order one for the state on Friday as the rain started to taper off. Here's the situation on this, and we said this. Eric Adams needs to go. This guy was partying on a Thursday. We had a major storm come in. Subways were shut down. And kids should have not gone to school. What's his excuse? He says, well, the kids were safer in the school. Basically, we don't have enough days on the calendar for... Excuse me, disaster, major storm. Don't worry about the freaking calendar. Let the kids stay home. It was a Friday anyway. And then, of course, the rush hour, both morning and evening. This administration has been atrocious. I mean, this is the same administration that has a RoboCop in the subways on there. They spent who knows how much amount on that. Then the garbage cans, the $1,000 garbage cans, which they bought 300 of those, and that's $1,000 each. They want to give millions to illegal immigrants. They're housing them in the middle of neighborhoods around children's schools like they did on Staten Island at St. John's Villa that now has been vacated. I mean, how much more are we going to take from this guy before we say he needs to go? And I said this once and I'll say it again. When coming the next election, this guy needs to be elected out. If this guy makes it into the next couple of years on there, I would question the election itself, because most New Yorkers do not like this particular person, this particular mayor itself. Well, moving on over to OnlyFans. Missouri teacher suspended after being outed as an OnlyFans creator. A Missouri school district suspended a high school English teacher Wednesday after someone outed her as an OnlyFans creator. St. Clair School District Superintendent Kyle Kruss told the St. Louis Post-Dispatch on Thursday that the district was recently notified that an employee may have posted inappropriate media on one or more internet sites. The district has engaged legal counsel to conduct a comprehensive investigation into this matter. Actions taken as a result of the investigation will be in accordance with the board policy and with guidance from legal counsel. She's getting fired on that. The thing about it is with this, she says she makes about $42,000 as far as her teaching job. Her and her husband earned an additional $8,000 to $10,000 per month performing on OnlyFans. And the thing about it is, from the way we're reading it, did she do adult stuff? We don't know, because basically there's no information on that. Because OnlyFans is not only an adult site, it also has other content creators from various different subjects. But she does say, "I do not regret joining OnlyFans," she concluded. "I know it can be taboo for some people, and may believe it's shameful, but I don't think sex work has to be shameful." Which, I do agree with that. There's a time and a place for it, but unfortunately, you're a school teacher. If you're making some good money on OnlyFans, stay on OnlyFans. Get out of the teaching biz. There's a major problem in the school business as it is. Kids are not getting the proper education by school teachers, unless you're a really good school teacher. Moving on, Netflix. If you are a Netflix DVD rental person still off the rental service, sad news if you haven't realized yet, they are terminating the service. Basically, they're finalizing on there. Netflix officially said goodbye to its DVD rental service. The multi-billion-dollar streaming service has announced that it shipped its final DVDs on Friday, September 29th, marking the end of the company's 25-year run as a DVD lending company. In April, Netflix notified the public and its customer base that it would ship its final disc before the end of 2023. For 25 years, we have redefined how people watched film and series at home and shared the excitement as they opened their mailboxes to our iconic red envelopes, Netflix wrote on Friday. And I tell you, I happen to be one of them. I stopped doing it and switched over to streaming. I should have stayed on it because anyone that's out there, but do check with Netflix. If you still have DVDs out, they're telling you keep them. Which, if you've gotten a good movie out of it situation, you got yourself a free movie. But do check with Netflix to confirm this. Meanwhile, staying with streaming, Alice in Borderland has gotten a season 3 renewal, following up on the second season that premiered on Netflix around the world on December 2022. A third season has officially been revealed for the live-action Alice in Borderland series. So far, Netflix has announced that Alice in Borderland season 3 has been greenlit, with director Shinzuke Sato returning along with the lead cast members Kento Yamazaki and Tao Shiya. If I said that wrong, I'm sorry. The series happens to be very good. It's based on the manga, which is also an anime. You can catch the anime on High Dive itself. But the live action is very good. I did enjoy the season 1. I'm only just starting season 2. So it's great that they're doing a season 3 on that. This happens to be very, very good. It is sort of a version of Battle Royale meets Squid Game type of situation on here. It is a really good series, good cast, and good premise. I mean, it's a really, really good premise to the situation on there. So be aware, catch it. If you haven't seen it yet, do catch it right now. Seasons 1 and 2 available on Netflix. And finally, from the comic book world, well, we know about Eric July Rippaverse. He's been gaining a lot of people that have come aboard, Chuck Dixon and many others. Well, Eric has brought on another classic writer of comics on with the Rippaverse. Former Punisher and Flash writer Mike Baron is going to be joining aboard to write from the ISOM #2 comic, Good Ying, if I pronounce that right. It should be a very interesting character to do. I mean, you've got alien-looking werewolves and unusual things that are going on, and this should be an interesting story to come out on its own as its own comic. So far, Eric July and the Rippaverse Comics have done a excellent line as far as the comics has gone, and has made money to the situation, whereas his critics have always says, oh, why don't you make it yourself? Well, you're making it yourself. Now that he's making it himself, they are pissed off at him, because he's doing what you're supposed to do. If do it yourself, fine. You do it for yourself, be successful, that's fine. The Iron Age of comics is here, and it's going to be indie. It's not going to be Marvel or DC. It's not at all. So tell me in the comments below your thoughts on these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stories on there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Hopefully I've earned your subscription. We are over 820 subscribers. Thank you for those who have been with us, those who have liked, shared, and commented on there. So once again, thank you for tuning in. And don't forget to tune in. Well, next week we will not be on the air. It will be a holiday. That's we have Columbus Day coming up on there. So we will return back on the 16th of October. And don't forget to check out Madman with the Show Tuesday through Thursday right here on all of our social media platforms: YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, and of course Odyssey. So until next time, thank you for tuning in. And stay strong, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye now.
Thanks for watching. Before you go, if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and share this video. Also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe, as it helps us increase the reach of our channel. Once again, thank you for watching and your support.